Day 2 of the combine here. The players will get on the field and do some drills tomorrow, but today, coaches, general managers meeting with the media. That included Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. Stefanski talked about working collaboratively with quarterback Deshaun Watson to build this offense around the Browns franchise quarterback.
I think my confidence comes from seeing him do it, Mary Kay, seeing him do it in practice, in games. I know that he wants to be better. I know we're going to try to be better around him, those type of things. But he's played at a really high level in this league. Going back to college days, he's a winner. So I'm excited for him.
Do you think the team's success depends on it?
Well, in the ultimate team game, I'd say it's about our offense, defense, special teams. I know how important the quarterback position is to the success of the offense, but it's still going to be about the team and never about one person.
What are some things that you feel fans and everyone else will see in Deshaun this year that maybe you didn't get to implement last year? What are some of the on-field stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows it was unique, obviously, to transition in season in that way, but I think that's where this is such a great off-season for us and for Deshaun and for our offense, to spend some time this spring and into this summer and seeing all those things that fit what Deshaun does well, that fit what Nick and the rest of the crew do well. So I think we're excited about that, but it is a process. It's going to take some time.
So you said you do talk to him. I mean, is that on a regular basis, non-football?
Yeah. Text. I mean, he's been traveling, text messages, some phone calls, trying to catch him. But he's now back in the States working out. But he's doing great. He'll be up in Cleveland a little bit, so he's doing well.
Kevin, with what Deshaun does really well, part of that is just kind of improvising and everything. Is it realistic that probably it won't be until September that you really have once you get into the regular season and start playing games, that you won't really know how much variation?
No, game reps. Ultimately, until you get into those game reps, you work things in 7-on-7 in practice when you can't hit the quarterback and there's less scramble drill. Now, we're going to do more. We're going to practice it on purpose. So there may be some plays in a drill where I'll say, hey, Deshaun, don't throw it to the open player. Why don't you just go spend some time going sideline to sideline to train our guys in that regard, because so much of this game is played off schedule. And you've seen it, saw it in the Super Bowl. That's how the game is played. You can design some things to get guys open. Then there's some things that Deshaun can do that I can't teach, I can't design. So that's part of what you try to practice. But to your point, until you get to those game reps, it's hard to mimic that.
Considering his layoff, will you give him more play time in preseason games and even in game one?
Potentially. I think it's something we need to work through, obviously. But I think everything when it comes to our preseason, you got to every year you got to have everything on the table before you decide what you're going to do.
Did you rethink what you did last year as far as play time and redesign things?
I think you rethink everything, yes. But I don't know that there was one right way to do it. So you try to make some decisions, learn from them, and where we can be better, we'll try to be better.
How much different is it this year that you don't have to worry about managing the snaps like you were with him and Jacoby last year throughout the preseason, that you just can kind of go in and you don't have that unexpected? I mean,
that was unique. We tried to put together a plan that got Jacoby ready to play, got Deshaun ready to play. So it's I don't know that there was, again, I wish I knew what the exact right percentage was, but this year it's going to be about obviously getting Deshaun ready to play. You always have to make sure your backup's ready, but he'll get the vast majority of snaps.
Kevin, as you kind of dig into the offense, we talked about receivers, things like that, but what about tempo and pace? Are you kind of exploring kind of what you can do with those things?
All of it. I mean, we did some of it, Dan, throughout the season, both with Jacoby and Deshaun, but that's always something that we talk about. Potentially could expand that, yeah. And I think there's a ton of areas that you have those type of discussions.